For a while, I was under the impression that liberals, um, was the same thing until I started to look at what libertarian is and what classic liberals are. There's a lot of amazing educational shit on YouTube if you look for it. So, I decided to tell you what classic liberalism is and what modern liberalism is from a modern liberal himself. Classic liberalism is a political ideology that values the freedom of individuals, I agree with, including the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and markets, as well as limited government. It developed in the 18th century Europe and drew on the economic writings of Adam Smith and the growing notion of social progress. Liberalism was also influenced by the writings of Thomas Hobbes, who argued that the governments exist to protect individuals from each other. In the 19th or 20th centuries, America, the values of classical liberalism have become dominant in both major parties. The term is sometimes used broadly to refer to all forms of liberalism prior to the 20th century. Conservatives and libertarians often invoke classical liberalism to mean a fundamental belief in minimal government. That's the definition of classic liberalism. Now, do I have a problem with mom and pop free market stores and all that? No, I don't. However, I do have a problem with major corporations and them in the business world. They're not free market. They're a corporate, and a corporate-owned business is different from a free market business. Corporate businesses, just want to tell you a quick difference. A corporate business is more likely to be run by a government or a millionaire billionaire that pays much lesser taxes than the middle class. That's a corporate business, and also a corporate business is a business that does not respect someone's liberties. Doesn't respect their rights, like how Hobby Lobby used their store right or whatever it was to basically tell women to go fuck themselves when it came to birth control. So they completely ignored a women's right to have contraceptives, so they would not be referred to as a free market. So I don't have a problem with free markets per se, but I have a problem with corporate markets. I'll put it that way. So, what's classical liberalism next to modern liberalism? Now, as a modern social liberal, I can tell you from a completely unbiased standpoint, modern liberals agree with classical liberals on freedoms of speech, press, religion, assembly, but we disagree on markets, usually. We also agree with the freedom of individuals' lives. This is the difference. That's what modern social liberals like me agree with on classical liberals on. Both liberal branches agree that government should not tell you how to live your life, but the difference is, while classical liberals believe in economic freedom, modern liberals like me, we really don't agree with economic freedom, because this is the modern social liberal belief when it comes to economic freedom. Economics cannot be handled well without the government. This is within the modern liberalism belief. Because then you'll have the corporates, corporate businesses becoming too powerful. And when they become too powerful, they can pretty much do whatever they want to the middleman, which is the middle class. So we prefer government to have a role in economics. That's a major difference. Other than that, classic liberals and modern liberals aren't that much different from libertarians. Liberalism is just a more trying to think of the word. It's more of a grounded philosophy of freedom. It's a grounded philosophy of freedom that has no boundaries half the time. But that doesn't mean liberals, and especially classical liberals, ignore law and order. No. I do agree that the government should protect its citizens, but I don't agree that the government should be pretty much spying on its own citizens. I think everybody of all political parties disagree with that. That the government should have the right to spy. Libertarians, Republicans, Democrats, liberals all disagree that the government should not have the right to do that. So that's the difference between modern social liberals and classical liberals. Pretty much that we're basically the same except when it comes to markets. Like I said, modern liberals like me see a distinction between free markets and corporate markets.